In this video, we're gonna cover exactly how to attract tax planning clients who can pay you $5, $10, $20, even up to $40,000 for a single tax plan. And by the end of the video, you'll know exactly what to do to get these clients coming to you on a regular, predictable basis. If it's your first time on the channel, my name's Daniel Schulte. I run an agency called Wealthy Clients, and I started this channel to help tax strategists like you attract and acquire affluent clients on a regular basis. And with that being said, let's dive right in. So before we get into the technical aspect of how to attract these clients, it's important that we understand two keys to make all of your marketing work. And it's really the two criteria that you need the prospects to have in order to be able to sell them on a consistent basis. And the two things are simple. It's the willingness to buy. In other words, do they want what you actually have to offer? It's a lot easier to sell something to somebody who wants it versus having to convince somebody that they need it in the first place, or somebody that doesn't even need it to begin with. Okay, so the first thing is willingness to buy. The second thing is the ability to buy. And to illustrate this, let me give you a quick example. We have three different businesses. Business A makes $100,000 a year in revenue. Business B makes $1 million, and business C makes $10 million. If you're pitching a $10,000 tax plan to business A, that's 10% of their revenue. They don't necessarily have that ability to buy because it makes up such a big chunk of their revenue. And not to mention, if someone's only grossing $100,000 a year in their business, there's probably not much in the terms of tax savings and strategy that you're able to do for that person. Now you take that same $10,000 tax plan to a guy doing $1 million a year, business B, not only is it only 1% of their revenue compared to 10%, but you have a lot more you can do in terms of strategy. Now take that exact same thing to business C, who's doing $10 million a year. It's 0.1% of their revenue, or 0.1% of their revenue, and they probably, unless they're already working with a tax strategist, which they wouldn't hit that willingness to buy key if they were, right? They'd be coming to you if they were open and willing for these strategies, and probably not working with a great accountant who offers these strategies, okay? But it's like a no-brainer for them because it's only 0.1% of their overall revenue, and they probably have the biggest tax savings available to them compared to business B or business A. Here's the crazy thing, is that most tax strategists are going after business A, the small business owners, and it's crowded, right? There's so many people going after small business owners when they don't have the means to buy. And it's a completely blue ocean if you're going after these people who are, doing 8 figures a year or multi-million dollars per year, because it's kind of like walking up to a 10 in the bar. Everybody thinks that the hottest girl in the bar is getting hit on all the time, but the fact is that everybody's thinking the exact same thing. They all think that she's getting hit on, so nobody goes up and approaches her, which is why it's a completely blue ocean for people doing millions of dollars in their business, because nobody's going after them. If they do, they're going after a specific industry. Now, just to clear up like the niche problem, a lot of people think that they're going after a niche, which they're not really going after a niche, they're kind of going after an industry. So like if you go after, let's just say lawyers, well, based on statistical data, only 4% of those businesses are grossing over $1 million, which means that 96% of attorneys or law firms are under that $1 million mark. There's industries that you can niche down for, but then there's also problems that you can niche down for. So instead of just going after lawyers who are making $1 million, you can go after professional service business owners who are making $1 million and they feel like they're overpaying in taxes. So you're still able to get really, really niched down and go after companies who are qualified, as opposed to just going after an industry where not everybody's qualified and you run out of people really, really, really quick, okay? So the first thing, like I said, is to make sure that you're going after someone who is not only willing, but has the ability to buy. And that's super important because the next step, when you're wanting to attract these people online, again, you want to attract the high income and affluent people who can pay $5, $10, $20, $40,000 for a tax plan. The second thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your funnel is set up to report back to the algorithm only the qualified prospects. And here's why that's so important. Recently, Facebook made an update to how they target online. You used to be able to go in and say, hey, I want to show my ad only to dentists or only to lawyers, right? And it would show specifically to those people. And you could also go in and be like, hey, if they live in a super high-end zip code, I only want it to show to those people, right? So you could really narrow down exactly who you want to target to. But now what they're doing, they actually updated how they target, and it's based on two things. So they're shifting towards something called broad targeting, which you basically go into the ads manager and you don't touch anything. You don't do anything. The way that they target is they read what's said in the ad, they read what's on your landing page, and then based on that information, they try and make a best educated guess on who the people are going to be that you show the ad to. Now, in the beginning, it's kind of like throwing spaghetti at the wall. But what happens is that, let's say somebody clicks an ad and goes over to your landing page. If someone fills out the form, based on the information that gets sent back to the algorithm is how the algorithm decides who to show the ad to next. So if we have an ad that shows to, let's say, 1,000 people, and 990 of those people don't engage with it, don't have, any resonance with it, but 10 of those people do, let's say they click it and go over to the landing page, well, the next 1,000 people that the algorithm shows the ad to is gonna be more like the people who clicked the ad because they're showing intent. So instead of 10 people clicking that ad, then it might be 30 people clicking that ad, and it becomes a flywheel based on the data that you send back. So here's why that's so important. If you're running some kind of like ebook, or I've even, I just saw a tax strategist who's targeting construction owners, and he's basically letting any construction owner book a call. The reason that's going to shoot him in the foot is because if 90% of the people who book the call are not qualified, you got to remember, all that data is getting sent back to the algorithm. So if the unqualified people are the one filling out the form and you're letting them through, Facebook doesn't know the difference between a good lead and a bad lead unless you tell it. It's gonna show to more people like the ones who are unqualified, and it becomes that flywheel of perpetual, in this case, bad quality leads. Now, if you put a filter in place, which is what we do for all of our clients, we make sure that we only send through top tier data. Then what's gonna happen is you won't spend your time with unqualified prospects. Okay, they won't even get a chance to book on the calendar. But the second thing that does is it's almost like your defensive tackle, right? You don't want those people getting to your pixel, which is the quarterback. And so you want the defense to make sure that none of the bad quality leads are getting back to the algorithm. So we only let through the good quality leads, and because we only let the good quality leads through, that data gets sent back to the ad, and it's able to optimize and show the ads to more people like the highly qualified ones coming in. So when we work with our clients, typically they're only talking to business owners who are doing $3 million and up and who pay over $150,000 in taxes at least. And it just shows to more and more and more of those people, because it's a little bit slow in the beginning, because again, it's kind of like spaghetti testing and it's getting that data back. But like after a week, it's just so dialed in and so smart because it's getting that data. And so it's just getting smarter and smarter and smarter and smarter over time. At the end of the day, that's really all you need to do to attract those affluent clients, right? If you don't want to waste time with broke people or just people who can't afford your services to begin with, then you have to make sure to only go after people who are willing to buy and able to buy, and then B, make sure that as you're running traffic, running ads, you're only letting the most qualified people go through that funnel, because it'll get smarter over time. And that's exactly how you're able to attract more qualified, affluent clients who are able to spend $5, $10, $15, $20, $40,000 on tax planning with you. So if you want help setting this up for your firm, we do have an offer right now. You can get 30 appointments in 30 days guaranteed, and we'll also place a closer for you for free. You don't have to pay for the closer. They're commission only. Just go below this video, click the link, and it'll take you over to my funnel where you can see if you qualify, and you can check out a little bit more about how the program works. So other than that, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll see you on the next one.